Jimmy K here, Metal Voice. Look at this. The Metal Voice shirts are now on sale. Just go to the video description to find out on how you can purchase one. Metal!
Welcome to this new edition of the Metal Voice.
Metal Voice.
And here's going with the top 10 list of top 10 Helloween albums.
Helloween top 10.
Yeah.
We haven't done this.
Mikey and the boys.
All these years, we've never thought of doing this.
Yeah, I know.
Just like we just did the Kiss top 10 list.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Why wouldn't we do this sooner?
Crank them out. Number 10, Alan. What do you think?
What do you got there? You got the list, man.
I got the list. Here is the list. This is the official list of the top 10 Halloween albums.
Albums, not
I
songs.
mean, Alan.
Albums.
Stiff Rod did not participate in this one.
Although he could have. He's a big Halloween fan.
Here we go. Gambling with
You like
the Devil.
that one, huh?
Yeah. Gambling with the Devil. You know, released
I got it.
2 years ago,
I got
I
them all
guess.
there.
It's got them all there, too.
I got
Gambling
them all
with the
here.
Devil. I mean, songs like...
That's released after Keeper of the Seven Keys, Part 3.
The best song on the album is The Saints and Kill It. Just an overall I Am Me, which is a great another track. Bottom line, you know, typical sounding Halloween album. You know, your double bass drums throughout the whole album, the high melodic sing from Andy Darris.
Solid album.
Solid album. I mean, there's really not much to say on it.
You know, there's, yeah. What do you say about Halloween, right? Go ahead.
It's Halloween. Here we go, number 9. You ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready. What do you got going?
I'm thinking snow. I'm thinking Canada. I'm thinking my God-given right.
Just to prove that we actually buy stuff.
Just to prove that we actually buy stuff.
Jim, this one took me a while to find. It wasn't as easy to find as some of the other ones.
Uh-huh.
This, you know, we're going through this list. A lot of the songs, Halloween's very, very consistent. We've said it on numerous occasions.
Yeah.
But they all kind of blend after a while. One into this one, I find this is one of the albums that is the most varied and the most interesting to listen to. I would maybe even put it higher, but this is one that if you don't have it, and we reviewed it at the time, a lot of people were like, yeah, it's Halloween, the same old Halloween. But no, when you go and listen to it properly, and take some time to listen, you'll see there's a lot of variation. It's a very good album. Lost
in America, of course, My God-Given Right. I love Heroes. Heroes very uplifting. You know, Heroes-like song.
Yeah, good song.
It's probably a lot has to do with the same producer that they've been using for Charlie
Bauerfeind.
You know, he's captured that sort of Halloween sound. A lot of people like it. A lot of people don't. But it is a sort of generic. Maybe generic's not the right word. We'll call it the Halloween sound, you know. And that's why a lot of those albums, in the last 10 years, sound very similar to each other, at least production-wise. Yeah. All right, let's go with number 8 here. You ready?
Well, you got it at me.
This is a sexy cover. Here we go. Better Than Raw.
Yeah, this made actually our friend Martin Popoff, the greatest 500 heavy metal albums of all time. This actually made. It was one of 4 Halloween albums to make the top 500 in Martin Popoff's Bible.
Yeah.
Top 500 metal albums of all time.
Songs like Push and I Can. Push. You know, this is like
they went a little darker. They went a little bit speed metal. They said, okay, we're not going to do what everybody expects us to do. We're going to go and let it out there.
Yep.
Vicky is on there to Vicky. We had the pleasure to my clothes still smell of smoke, by the way. We had the pleasure of interviewing him in the back of the bus,
and he just
smoked and smoked. When he signed these, I think we could
close the door.
Again, he said this was something we're going to throw a little curveball here and go super heavy, super speed, and then see what and a lot of people appreciate that about this album.
And here's a sort of a dark horse of them all, right? Straight Outta Hell at number 7.
You like that, eh?
2013. Yeah. Man, oh man, is this again like that same.
That's his version. This is my copy. Yes, that's his copy.
Again, this is signed by them. This is the tour that we saw them on and we interviewed them on.
Hold me.
Great songs.
Hold me in your arms. I mean that's a great ballad. Anybody, you can give this to Adele.
The opening track, Nabita to.
So you got "Hold Me in Your Arms" and then you got a song like "Asshole." So we would cover all the spectrum.
Yeah, and they always do that Halloween. They always have like the serious stuff, and then they throw in some sort of
Make fire, catch the fly. There you go. Then there's the typical classic
Burning Sun
spin on English that Halloween is so known for.
Burning Sun.
Pink Bubbles Go Ape.
Yes, one of your classics.
Oh, there's Andy Darris calling right now. He's calling to.
And you know another great song is "Live Now," and Abita is like this really long song. Anyways, a very underrated album. That would be number 7, Straight Out of Hell.
Saw this tour.
Here's one that you really like, Alan, that I know that you've sort of appreciate. Number 6, The Legacy Part 3.
Okay, Jim, so here's the story.
Tell me about the story, Alan.
As you know, Jim, being teenagers in the early 80s when all these great albums were coming out, funds were a little tight. They were a little tight. Didn't have any jobs. $7.99 for an album. That was an import.
That's right.
$7.99.
Mom, can I have $2 to cut the grass?
We had enough. We had enough to go down and maybe buy one album a week. Yeah. And we were there. We were at the record stores 2 or 3 times a week, right? So some bands got lost in the shuffle. Mm-hmm. Now, I liked the first Helloween EP, and I liked Walls of Jericho.
Yeah.
The production, something about that, I said, well, I'm not really going to pursue this.
Agreed.
It's going to fall by the wayside because I have limited funds. So what I did was, years later, I purchased said album, Keepers, and I thought it was the greatest thing since sliced bread. I thought it was one of the greatest metal albums I've ever heard in my life. At which point I went back, and as you can see, I went and got all the entire Helloween catalog here.
You mortgaged the house.
And I enjoyed, I don't know, you had a little bit more fun when you're in your 30s and 40s.
It's true.
So you're able to go out and enjoy the band like you should have on the first go around. Yes. So, but this for me, Jim, this was the album. I got a double album here.
Mm-hmm.
Same
here. I got the double
Occasion Avenue.
Invisible Man.
Pleasure Drone, Mrs. God is absolutely fantastic.
God, Pleasure Dome.
And
they came for 1,000 years.
Yeah, came for just
which is
fantastic.
ultimate. Yeah.
And being that was my first introduction to Andy Darris as well.
It's true.
I thought there was a lot more character in his voice, a lot of different things he was trying. Michael Kiske is an unbelievable singer, but always tended to go with the higher range in the early years.
Yep.
Where I thought Andy Darris led a little different character in there.
He's always like the Paul Di'Anno to the Bruce Dickinson in Halloween,
Yeah.
But in his good years, Paul. You know what I mean? Like when he was really at his high.
Andy Darris is a great singer.
Yeah. So is Paul Di'Anno.
So
all right. Ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Number 5.
Number 5. Which one?
The Time of the Oath.
There we go. Got it right here. I got a double.
Now we're talking about sort of the years after Michael Kiske was not in the band anymore. Now they want to prove themselves.
You got the expanded edition.
I got the expanded edition too. Right.
Yeah, look at that.
Again, based on Nostradamus, a sort of loose concept or a concept album. This is a great album, especially when like the last few tracks they get more progressive, more they're using the use of keyboards. Great CD. That's number 5, The Time of the Oath, and I got small print of the name of these songs: Steel Tormentor. I can't even see because I don't have my glasses. Wake Up the Mountain.
Power. Forever and Neverland.
What a great album!
Kings Will Be Kings.
This is sort of like know what? We're back with a vengeance. That's what this album represents.
Okay.
All right, so here we go. Now another one.
Go ahead.
Right in 2000. This is number 4. This is one of your favorites.
Yeah, this is one of my top 3 for sure. Yeah.
All right, here, The Dark Ride.
The Dark Ride.
It
It was a dark period with their former drummer Ingo Schwittan. I'm not even embarrass myself with it, but he had committed suicide. We touched upon that when we interviewed Michael. And it was a very, very dark time, but out of dark times come great music. I think this is one of their strongest albums. It's not for everybody, but Mr. Torture's on there. If I Could Fly, We Damn the Night, Immortal, The Dark Ride itself. One of my favorites, Jim. I really, really enjoy this album. So.
Yeah, it's more of a heavy metal speed than a speed metal album, right? It's got a lot of character, this album. A lot of nice use of keyboards in it. Nice production overall, and you're right. The songs just overall, Steel, it's for Mr. Torture and If I Could Fly is just incredible.
Yep.
All right, so we go. Ready for number 3?
Number 3. We're at number 3 already. This show's flying by.
Here we go. I'm just pulling out the next one. Master of the Ring. So
Yeah,
now
I'll let you explain because
after
this would have been down further.
after
on
Pink Bubbles and the other one, everything went to hell.
Chameleon.
Michael Kiske, he's out of the
Windmill,
picture.
Chameleon, what?
This is actually the album they really had to prove themselves. So Master of the Ring,
Mr.
just
Ego, Perfect
friggin' knocking
Gentleman,
them out of the park. This
Soul
is
Survivor.
yeah, probably the best of the Darius era, we shall say. Number 3, Master. I mean, every song on the album is fantastic.
You said that.
I said.
I wouldn't say that.
All right, here we go.
But no surprise at 1 and 2, I guess, at this point.
No, it's just a question of which one's 1 and which one's 2.
There, okay.
So all right, so I got the. You pull out yours. Since you have that, I got the
Pardon me?
number 2.
Number 2.
It's a toss-up, really. Keeper of the Seven Keys, Part 1. So here you go. I have actually the double one, so I won't.
Well,
show you this.
I left the vinyl at home. I have the vinyl.
Yeah. Keeper of the Seven Keys, Part 1. What can you say about this, Alan? What can you say about this album? This is like an extension to Iron Maiden at the time.
Yeah, you can hear the influence. I mean, Future World, Halloween, Follow the Sign, I'm Alive.
It's like Jeff Tate Who?
Yeah.
Jeff Tate Who?
Yeah.
I mean,
a little too strong for me, the influence, but it's fine. Anything that sounded like Maiden back then was great, right?
Maiden, Queen's right. That's where it's kind of sat at the time, right? Masquerade.
Yeah.
Great album.
Great singing. No, it was good. It was of its time. And you know what, Jim? You and I discussed this before, and we've done shows on every Halloween album practically.
Yeah.
They were slightly behind the times.
Yeah.
You know what Maiden was doing, and you could hear the Maiden influence. What Maiden was doing when they released their album, like it seems like Helloween was an album late, right? They was already changing, and they said this is the way it's going, and this is what we play, and then they're like, yeah, but that's kind of old sounding now. And it was just a brand new release, and it's like that sounds old all of a sudden. So it's like they were always on Maiden's curtails.
But at the same time, they sort of broke that German power metal, right? I mean, that whole power metal, came from them.
If we're talking, top 3 German metal bands of all time, we've done this before.
Yeah,
you got the Scorpions, and except and Helloween picked up the mantle and took off running, right?
He was only 18 at the time, hey? Michael Kiske. Unbelievable. What a voice.
I mean, and I wish I would have had the funds to explore these albums a lot earlier.
Yeah.
But you can hear where, for me, it was always sound like, okay, this has been done before. By the time these albums came out, you say, okay, that's been done. I don't know. It's just myself. So.
In Hit Parader, they had an ad, or they had like a little piece on Halloween, a review actually. That's what it was. So it's Part 1, and it goes something like Iron Maiden meets Queensryche, and I go, interesting, Helloween. And I picked up the album just based on that sort of review of the album, and wow, I was like completely, wow, I can't believe this. Mm-hmm. And you're right, there was this sort of throwback to Maiden, right? Definitely. I mean, this power metal thing at the same time.
Which is not bad because Maiden was the biggest band.
Yeah.
Bigger than Metallica.
Yeah.
Okay, and so everybody, Deaf Dealer, their second album, which was never released, you swear that was Maiden. It was a little embarrassing, quite frankly. But
so Alan, here we go.
Okay, well,
it's no surprise. There's no surprise. Number 1.
Walls of Jericho.
No surprise. Top.
Pink Bubbles go 8.
Top album.
Chameleon.
Top album of the top 10 Halloween albums. One, the only. Keeper of the Seven Keys, Part 2. So I mean,
and what's funny is
what separated this album from the last, like the first to the second? What do you think it was? It went out.
I went out.
Yeah, that's why.
There you go. There's your sing along, chant along, galloping song that everybody's waiting for. There's the hit. That's the one. Let's go to another level. Halloween's to be taken seriously. Let Michael sing. Hey, I'll sit back and let him sing. And could he sing?
A little more concise. You could see that they're getting in a groove now. Things are really cooking now, and it's the best album. I mean, is there?
A lot of people.
I Want Out.
And what's
Rise, Fall.
What's funny about that song, I Want Out, which also made the top 500 songs of all time. Mm-hmm. Songs, not albums. Songs. And this is the one that places highest in Martin's book as well.
And there's one track.
Number 36 in Martin's book of top 500 albums comes this album.
Yeah.
But it was funny because Kai Hansen was saying he wrote that song because he kind of wanted out, right?
Yeah.
He didn't want to be in Helloween anymore. And where they said the first Keepers was a Kai Hansen album, Michael has been on record saying that Part 2 was more his type of album.
And somebody said that they were supposed to be released together as one, as a double live album, double album right off the bat. I don't know if that's any truth to that. And I did talk to Michael. I don't think I asked.
I think it would have been the cost of double albums in the 80s was not as popular as the double albums in the 70s. So maybe that's the reason why Jim, because they were released back to back, right?
Yeah. And just Eagles Fly Free has got to be, the song.
That's a song when you see them
Helloween.
live, when that song comes, they save it towards the end. Everybody in the place goes crazy.
Yeah.
I Want Out, arguably even more than I Want Out. Eagles Fly Free, they love that song.
Helloween.
Everybody loves that song.
So there you go. That's our top 10 list. What are yours? Tell us your top 10 list. And Pumpkins United. Let's just briefly talk about Pumpkins
We got to
United.
talk about this. We got to talk about it.
So they're on tour, right?
Everybody under the sun's back.
Yeah.
We got three. We got two singles.
Michael
Kai,
and Darius.
And Michael's accepted his inner metalness.
Yeah, he has. He's back.
He's done stuff with Unisonic. Done stuff with Kai Hansen there.
Yeah.
Roland Grappau's back, right?
Yeah. I think so.
I think so. Is he?
I'm not sure.
I don't know, Jimmy. Who's the United of the Pumpkins?
Maybe we have to edit this spot out.
But they're all there.
So there you have it. Go check them out on tour. They're coming to Montreal. They're doing a North American tour, probably a little later, and I guess in a year's time or less than a year's time. Touring the world. I know they're in Europe now. Pumpkins United. Catch them on tour. Tell us your top 10 Helloween albums. That's it, Alan. Last words?
I Want Out.
All right. Next time on The Metal Voice.